Hey guys, today's episode is about zip ties and how damn stupid these fucking things are. I wasted a lot of my life trying to find some really particular, specific kinds of these cable wraps. I have a 2003 Jeep Wrangler. It's what's called a TJ. That's the whole series running from 97 through 2006. Then starting in 2007 on up to today, they're on the JK version. The JK version uses these same kind of push-pin cable ties, but they're not the same. The holes are a different size. The design is a little bit different. And I'm trying to do this restoration as, decently as possible. I'm not trying to make some stupid showroom pavement queen thing. I'm gonna take it out and beat the crap out of it in the mud and stuff, but I don't like doing stuff halfway. So when I'm restoring sections of it, I really try to use genuine Mopar parts for engine sensors, anything that's critical to how the thing runs. I use aftermarket stuff for all the fun things like suspension and that kind of stuff. But it's one of those things where I want it to look and work like it's supposed to. It doesn't need to be beautiful. I'm not talking about dings and scratches and stuff like that. I just want it to be mechanically exactly the way it was supposed to be when it was designed. That's probably stupid considering how old it is, and it's hard to find some of these parts. Case in point, the wire ties or cable ties that they use on the fenders and all throughout the wiring harness, simply they have 1/4-inch holes drilled in the sheet metal, and they use these lovely Christmas tree or fir tree push pins that you insert in, and then the barbs keep them from being pulled out. And then to hold things like wiring harnesses and tubing and stuff like that, they have these special ones that have a zip tie on top of a push pin. Very clever. Very nice. I like that. I've seen companies that use some real Rube Goldberg things to do this with, special fasteners and stuff. These are okay. They're pretty cheap, very utilitarian, like what you would expect from Jeep. Unfortunately, this is not what I was looking for. The issue is, once this has been pressed in, like so, you wire tie it, and your bundle of stuff is floating out in space like this, and it's not on top. There's very limited room in a couple of areas, and it needs to run exactly where they planned for it to run. So this, for a 1-inch wide wire loom, is not the solution I'm looking for. I want it to go here, where it's supposed to go, right over top. So I couldn't find these wire ties. They're very hard to find. Jeep no longer uses that supplier. Instead, they've changed to whatever it is they're using these days, and they're different. I bought some for the JK. They're $2 a piece. If you go to the dealership, they're $4 or $5 a piece, and I need a couple of dozen. So I went online. I did a lot of research, a lot of searching, and I found these on Amazon. That's the one I showed you that's wrong. I'll put up nice and close, and you can pause it, copy the information down, and maybe get some for yourself. They're great. They're exactly what you need. They're just not what Jeep used. And after that much research, it's like, damn it, I want to do it the correct way. So I kept looking, and I kept looking. And I found this company that sells stuff like this, but it's for big-time contractors. Most companies that sell the one that I found that I think is the one that Jeep used up until 2006, up through 2006, I think they were the supplier, the subcontractor, and possibly this was designed specifically for this application. Don't know. The important thing is they look and fit perfect. They there's no way for me to look at it and tell that is not what came on the vehicle when it came out of the factory. And that's what I'm looking for. The information, I got it from Waytech Inc. Waytech is a major contractor type supplier for electrical stuff and other things like that. Most of them make you order a sealed bag of 500 of these. I got one damn Jeep. What am I going to do with 500 fucking cable ties? They're 22 cents a piece, but I'm never ever going to ever get my money back on that. And I can't imagine I'm going to be able to sell off most of them. Even if I made a little business and sold these off like a dozen at a time to other people with Jeeps, 500? Get the fuck out of here. So Waytech lets you buy them individually. I bought 50. Why? Because someday I'm going to pull out my engine and I'm going to rebuild it, and I'll have to cut all this crap loose, and I want new stuff that works right. And again, the right stuff. So I went ahead and bought, enough to do this several times. Cut them all off now, replace them all off now. Pull the engine and rebuild it, replace them again. If I change the engine to like a V8 or something like that, I still have all these damn wire ties, but not 500. Because who the fuck wants 500 of these? Seriously. Look at them. Now, I did a lot of research, and I finally found exactly what I see under my hood. And it illustrates that the push pin is not set up like this. It's a push pin with about 1 inch of this coming off this way with this locking box on it, the zip part of the box, this here. That's on the end, and it sticks out about there. And then the zip tie part comes straight off over here. I'm not doing this very well because I can't see the camera. The only measurement that was something you could select on the website was that these are 8 inches long and the size of hole that it's supposed to be in. These ones that I bought on Amazon are supposed to be the same size as the good ones I found, but they are actually a little smaller, and I think that they would fit loose, and if I slapped the wire thing, it would just pop off the fender, which is why I want to go with the right kind of stuff. So I get these things, 50 of them, which is still more than I wanted, but I figured at the price, it's good to have some extras, not 5 fucking hundred though. But this is what I got. I got me a very nice push pin. You can see the push pin looks to me about the same size. It's a little longer and it looks like it's a little better made. But what the fuck is up with this? It's supposed to be 1 inch long. If I'm tying up something that's about 1 inch in diameter, like this here, yeah, guitar detailer, do not use this on your Jeep. So I got this here. I'm going to put it on my Jeep. How am I going to make this tight? It goes all the way around past where it's supposed to go. There's no way to make that tight and really tie it down to the fender. It'll just kind of wobble around inside, and that can cause some wear on the lube. I don't know. I don't like that. If I'm going to go to this much trouble to find these things, they better damn well work the way they're supposed to. So again, what the fuck is up with this? The illustration does not indicate this being any more than 1 inch long, which would be perfect if it were right here, because then it would bend up to the top and this would go around and it would tie off exactly right with this more or less at the top. Easier to access. Nicer, neater looking. This would rest pretty flush with the fender. It would be directly over the push pin in this place where the wiring harness is supposed to run and not off to the side. So I'm really glad I found these. I'm just really pissed off that they're not shaped like they show in the fucking photograph. Seriously? The only dimensions are this diameter, I think this length also, which is unimportant, and the length of the zip tie from one end to the other, 8 inches. It doesn't have anything for this. All the pictures, everyone on the internet show this being 1 inch long. So obviously there are more than one version of this. So why did I get this one? I didn't order this. So I'm starting to get really pissed about this. I'm looking at it and I'm showing it to my wife. Check out what I got. I got the real ones, except they're not going to fucking work. So I'm sitting here playing with it. I'm talking to her and whoops. I feel really fucking stupid.